I need therapy though. I reached that point. I know it. Therapy's a fucking scam. About time I get scammed. I'm ready to take my dollars. I know I need it. If I get left too long, I'm gonna be swinging a pistol on the highway. I need that. It's reached that point. Therapy costs $178. I looked it up. $178. Therapy is $178 if I tell you my thoughts in the appropriate setting. That's the only time it's gonna cost me that. If I talk to you and you got a couch and a clipboard, I owe you $178. However, if I just catch you loose at a Starbucks and I just run up and I just tell you what's on my heart and mind, guess who gotta take that home with them? You! That's your problem now. It's off my chest. You gonna think I'm fucking crazy as you hold your unsalted peanuts you ain't paid for yet. But that's not important to me. What's important is my mental health. If I just run up, I just sprint up to somebody. Oh my God, my daddy didn't hug me enough in the 3rd grade. I just like, oh shit. Am I supposed to do something? Nope, baby, this is therapy. Thank you. That's all I needed. It's $178 in my pocket. Those people you see on the streets that y'all call crazy, just yelling out their problems on 5th Avenue, they ain't crazy. They frugal. That is responsible. That's money. They know what they doing. They got keys and shit. They got an apartment. They just came downstairs. I'm about to get this off my chest, baby. Ah, oh mama, they took everything. Woo! I feel better. I'm good now. I'm fully aware I need therapy, but that shit is expensive, man. I got a bad temper. I'm trying to go over there, talk to them about my temper. Temper's trash, man. It cost me money. Temper cost me some money already. I was on a train playing FIFA. On the train, I'm leaning on the pole, chilling, having a whatever day, playing FIFA. I crossed up a couple players, beat them. I passed the ball. Homie got it. It's just me and the goalkeeper. I did the got him out the way. Goalkeeper gone. It's just me and the net. All I gotta do to score is hit circle. I got excited. I smashed the circle. The ball flew over the net. I missed. And instantly, fucking anger just started bubbling. This is what people don't understand about a bad temper. They'll say dumb shit to you like, why would you do that? That's not how tempers work. You don't get to choose and discern how it comes out. It's stupid. It's just gonna come. I pressed the circle, I missed, and instantly I bit my iPhone. It's not a euphemism. It's not no like hip hop term. It's not no Gen Z shit. No. I used my teeth and I bit my iPhone. Bit my phone. You think you feel stupid? You don't know what stupid feel like until you spitting out shards of glass on the E train. That's a different level of I feel dumb as shit. I'm just on the train doing spitting out glass. I ain't see the shit coming. That's the thing about a bad temper. It shocks you too. Now nobody, it happens to the person as well. There was this dude right in front of me, tall white guy, one of them type of them act like foreign whites. Like, you know, like, that's not from Texas, that ain't from here. That's not ours. That's like dire wolf white, you know what I'm saying? You came from the mountains. This motherfucker was 7 foot just on a train like he belonged there. Just big as fuck. Like, how the hell you get down here? Just on, big dude, he had all the luggage around him, mad luggage. It looked like, you know, he was like riding back to JFK, last day in America. He's just enjoying himself. He had too much freedom. He started subway surfing. You're not holding on to the pole or nothing. He felt good. He was like, yeah, baby, America, I love this. Yeah. Having fun. And then I bit my iPhone and you saw his entire everything changed. Grabbed the pole. Here's why I got upset. This fucker started pulling the luggage closer to him as if I was gonna bite his fucking luggage next. He started pulling the luggage. Like, oh my God, I didn't know they bite. But here's the problem with stories, right? That incident was our incident. He watched my dumb ass bite an iPhone. He don't know why, he just see me do it. I get off on my stop, go about my dumb day, he's continuing to the airport. That's not where the shit ended. You see something crazy on the avenue, who you gonna tell? The homegirl. You gonna tell your friends, right? He went back to Finland, the Netherlands, wherever the fuck he from, and he's like, y'all not gonna believe what I saw in America. They like, what happened? I'm like, oh my goodness, the hot dogs, whatever, burgers, fine. I seen a black dude buy an iPhone. Now you gonna go to Finland, can't get an iPhone because of me. I ain't had therapy yet. Bad temper running the family. Everybody got it. Everybody with the last name Thompson, bad temper. All of them. To the point where if a woman came up to me and was like, this is your son, I'll take whatever test to prove it. I'd be like, relax. I'll just ask you one question. Has that boy ever punched a hole in drywall? No? That's not my son. That's how I know. My dad, same temper. I'm a 90s baby. I remember the 90s bubble coats. There was something in the jackets of the 90s where they was extra fucking thick. You gotta remember watching kids put the jacket on and then they, like the movement got restricted. They couldn't move no more. After you put the coat on, the baby just standing there like, what the fuck did you do to me? Bubble insulated. Thick ass coat, like the ducks was thicker back in the 90s or something. Got dressed, I'm in school. Dad comes to pick me up from school. He's trying to do the zipper shit. The zipper got stuck. Dad pops the zipper, temper just flare up. He just pops the coat open. Zipper shrapnel is flying. Fragments is going everywhere like a bomb went off. And here's how my pop solved the problem. Zipper's just open. My jacket can't close. Outside is February. He's just like, all right. He just closes the jacket with his hands, closes both parts, and just suitcase carried his son through the hall. I'm dead ass, yo. I'm just in my pop's hands, just like, what the fuck? Just swinging through the hallways. That's how I got dropped off in the car. He just threw me in like luggage. All right, boy, get in that shit. I had a hard day at work. Tempers, man. It's a lot. Like I'm on the computer. I try to like look up, like, meditation techniques and try this to calm down, cold showers, all of this stupid shit. The problem with the internet, it's too free. There's nothing to stop you from yourself. You can Google whatever you want. Ask anything, type whatever you want. That's wrong. Humans need judgment. We shouldn't judge each other because it's all of our first time here. We don't know how Earth works. We just got here. But something should judge us. You know how helpful it would be if something just snuck up behind you and said, ew, in your ears? Like right before you got gross, something was like, yuck. It would help. I bet you the gross GDP go up, all kind of shit change, productivity through the roof. I bet you it should change. It needs a feature, some type of function. You just type in something freaky and right before you hit enter, the computer's like, bro, go outside. That's the third time today. It can't take no more. Stop. Google something else. You don't like ducks? Look up ducks, man. Damn. Every time you type titty. You can't keep typing titty. There's other keys on the keyboard. Hit a Q sometimes. It's too much porn. It's too much on the internet. It's too much. Way too much. The amount of porn categories that's out there is, somebody gotta start deleting shit. I seen a porn category called immigrant. It didn't specify either. It didn't say thick immigrants, freaky immigrant, nothing. Just, they don't belong here in bold font. That was it. How did that become a need? Who beat they dick till they ran out of citizens? That's... How'd you do that? Just at the last page of Pornhub, like, ain't nobody from Puerto Rico or nothing? Damn. Shit. That's crazy. It's too much. I don't know. Working on it's a lot, bro. Like, I just try to learn how to say I love you. Took a long time to get to that point. It's just because I didn't grow up with it. I had moms, I had dads, sisters, and all that. We just tough. We Jamaican. We don't. hardly even, we don't say sorry. Jamaicans don't say sorry. We just get into a fight, wait 6 hours, bring you fruit, and that's it. Ain't nobody saying sorry. You just wait a couple hours, here's a mango. We good? All right then. Fuck you crying for? Shut up. That's how it worked. Me and mom, we wasn't on that, love you, all right, love you. Y'all ever seen bus drivers, like pass each other on different routes? That's how me and mom would leave in the house in the morning. Be like, all right, Craig, get better, baby, yeah. My mama going to work, yeah. That was it. It wasn't, I love you, mom. She wasn't doing that dumb shit. Y'all wasn't in it for us. We was different. There's been a lot, so much going on that I'm supposed to like process, change, care about. I can't. One of the things that perplex me, I'm a big fan of Marvel. Love comic books. That calms me down. I'm feeling stressed. I'm like, let me just go watch somebody with blue fingers blow shit up. I love that. That's all I need from movies. Like when people be like, oh, that movie didn't have enough plot. Shut up, a car blew up. You not happy? You need more than that? Motherfucker glowing and his head is on fire. You need more than that? You need to know why he's on fire? I love Marvel. Y'all remember Luke Cage? Luke Cage was my shit for a little bit. Then I started researching, trying to find out the origin story and who's Luke Cage, how he get his powers. Black man went to jail, hit him with the shots, and then he started powering up and he just popped out of jail. Luke Cage's superpower is that you can shoot at him and he just don't die. That's his whole superpower. As long as you shoot at him with small caliber bullets, that's important. Small caliber bullets. Luke don't feel it. It's like a policeman's wet dream. Just keep, look, Fred, he ain't dead. Ain't that crazy? Pop, pop, look, still out on Twitter. Ain't that something? Wow, no hashtags here. Up top, guys, keep your job. Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's his power. Shoot at him, he don't die. So I'm like, how'd he get, what's this about? Funny thing is, if you look back far enough in medical history, there was a time where they believed that you gave black people enough cocaine, they become impervious to small caliber bullets. So basically, Luke Cage ain't a superhero, he's just a nigga high on coke running through Harlem. Woo! I can't feel my face. Or these bullets, I don't know, it's whatever. That's it. I don't know. I didn't find it too loving or impressive. New president, didn't give a shit about that. I don't give a fuck. Biden? I don't think he know he president. I think if you ask Biden fast enough, like, you know, you do quick questions. What you doing? I run Def Jam. No, you don't, Biden. You do not run Def Jam. You sure? The music been slapping. No, the fuck. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? I voted for Biden, but I didn't really give a shit. I'm more concerned with like fresh vegetables. That's what I want in my... When the president starts talking about like, I'm coming to South Side and I'm giving fresh veggies to... My supermarket only got the vegetables you can find on the Big Mac. That's it. Lettuce, tomato, get the fuck out my supermarket. You know how long it took me to learn how to say quinoa? I kept calling it quinoa. I've never seen that small ass grain. I thought it was a small piece of rice. I'm like, where the rest of your rice at? Why this shit so small? I needed other grains. I think they must have did a study sometime in this world where they got like 7 black people together, gave them a steady organic diet, alkaline water, and they just started levitating and glowing, hair changing color. They was like, shut this shit down. Never again. Iceberg lettuce for the rest of their days. I am not dealing with no super niggas out here. That's what happened. Too much kale. I think that's how 50 survived all them gunshots. High vitamin K. He was an organic being. All that vitamin K in his blood, that man just kept going. It's funny, I get pulled over by cops and they be nervous when they pull me over. And I never understood it. Y'all got guns, bulletproof vests, backup, a dog that listens to you, all kind of shit. All kind of helpful stuff. And they still be knocking on my window all nervous. Hey, license, why are you stuttering? Ah, you think I got Kale in my glove compartment? Take a bite, power up, and beat the shit up. Yo, this has been fun. Andre D Thompson, thank you guys.